Hi guys, welcome to another market news and updates. Market has been continuously dumping, and we know these are kind of bull traps that the bulls like to trap retail investors. So without any waste, let's jump into today's video and protect our investments. First thing first, jump into greed and fear index. So हम लोग clearly देख सकते हैं greed and fear index के अंदर we are down to 33. Yesterday we were at 39. So if we go into 1 year, analyze the situation कि हम exactly आज कहाँ खड़े हुए हैं. So we have seen similar patterns like these before as well. अगर हम लोग इसको 3 months में भी लेके जाएं तो हम देख सकते हैं lately we did something like this और अब kind of similar pattern के अंदर ही चल रहे हैं. यहाँ पर भी हम लोग ने 51 52 बनाया, यहाँ भी हमने 51 52 बनाया, then we had a 39, then we had a 33. Similar zones completely performing right now in the market, but this could also be a track. Good thing in all of this is कि we're still in a very good uptrend right now. ऐसा नहीं हुआ है that we came down to 12 yet again. But ideally, it would be nice if we do have a 12 or a 13 and we wipe out a lot of retail investors and clear out the FUD in the market. That would be very good for the market क्योंकि एक cluster साफ हो जाएगा, things will be pretty clear for everybody. And we need something like this because of the war, because of the sanctions, because of Fed's March hike rates. सारी चीजें एक साथ ना न्यूट्रलाइज हो जाएंगी and that would be a very ideal situation for the market to do. तो इस situation में if we have something like this, we will feel a lot more confident than we are right now because there's still a lot of confusion. Bubbles में everything is having a very clean outlook right now. कुछ चीजें जो है वो अच्छी भी लग रही हैं, कुछ चीजें अच्छी नहीं लग रही हैं. Overall, if we look at it, there's only a few coins जो काफी अच्छा perform कर रहे हैं अभी भी. There are waves, then we have OKB, we have Anchor Protocol and Atom. Atom lately बहुत अच्छा perform कर रहा है. It's up about 4.2%. Started a rally from 31.54 and now it's about at 34 1.8. Overall, very good action coming in from Atom. Then we jump into Luna. We can still see that Luna is just trading in these zones of about $87 to 93. We're still very close to breaking our all-time high, which is at $103. We can expect something to be happening in that too. But ये सब देखा जाएगा कि how our options expiry expires in the next few hours and whether the bears will come in control or whether the market will remain in bulls control. ये बहुत एक important चीज है for us right now. If we jump into AVAX में भी we can clearly see that AVAX में भी एक downside आई हुई है. It's about at 75.67 or the stop was about 83.36. So about a 5.3% pullback in AVAX as well. So a lot of layer ones and layer twos as well are in pullback. We can see similar situation in Solana as well. It went to almost $101 and now is back down to about $90. So these are ranges that all these coins are trading for the past few days. Very important places that we've been seeing. A range can the market has been trading. Even as we look into Bitcoin, it's been between 30,000 to 40, just below 45,000, constantly getting rejected from there. The biggest important news for us today is that finally Ukrainian negotiators say that the two sides reached understanding on joint provision of human rights corridors for evacuating civilians. Ukrainian negotiators says that agreement involved a possible temporary ceasefire during evacuations. This is a very good peaceful sign that finally we've gotten. It's a very good sign. I'm very happy that finally civilians are going to be protected somehow in this war and in these issues. And if you look into what Walter had to say today, the most important thing there was that Ukraine negotiators say the third round of talks with Russia will take place at the start of next week. Belarus agency. So we have a very high likeliness and chances right now that this volatility that we've been seeing in the market will carry on into the next week as well, because as the talks progress, we're going to be seeing different countries and different reserves are going to be taking different positions, और वो positions हमें dictate कर पाएंगी whether what kind of part is going to be coming into the market, because clearly market जब से इस war scenario में आई है, we're also hearing from the Fed from yesterday that they really want to come hard on crypto because they have a lot of issues that maybe Russia is going to use crypto to escape sanctions imposed by the West. So there's a lot of fun when it comes to all these things going on in the market right now. Ideally, that's why I kept saying yeah, profits lay and be making sure that you are having some sort of USDT with you while you're taking these profits, because this is very important right now when it comes to all of this. Then if we jump into our Bitcoin's options expiry, main thing here today will be Bitcoin bulls aim to capture 45k leading into Friday's 890 million BTC options expiry. BTC price is retesting underlying support of on March 3rd, but derivatives data hints that bulls may launch an assault of 45,000 as March 4th options expiry approaches. So the weekend will be very important. The 40-year high US consumer price index 7.5 Inflation data caused investors to take profits on riskier assets, and the US dollar DXY to reach its highest level in 20 months at 97.6. So if we jump in there, we can clearly see that DXY right now is actually at 97. It's at one of the highs that it has seen in the last few months. So interesting to see that news is correlating right now here in that sense. And the DXY measures the dollar strength against a basket of top foreign currencies and increases when traders seek शेल्टर इन नॉर्दर्न अमेरिकन मनी. सो बेसिकली DXY हमें बताता है कि $100 की स्ट्रेंथ इस वक्त मार्केट में क्या है, उसमें हम कितनी चीजें खरीद सकते हैं कंपेयर टू अदर करेंसीज. सो वो ऑलरेडी अब हाई पे जा रहे हैं, सो दैट्स इंडिकेटिंग कि इन्फ्लेशन बढ़ती जाएगी बढ़ती जाएगी बढ़ती जाएगी. This is the main scenarios we have for us today. Bulls might pocket a 320 million profit. So if we close between 42,000 and 44,000, we have 560 calls here and 150 puts. The net result would be 175 million favoring the bulls. But अगर अभी हम लोग मार्केट देखें, we're just below 42,000 and we are also seeing a bullish divergence, so maybe we might come back into 42,000. Between 44 and 46, 760 calls, the result favors bulls by 320 million. And if we do break above 45 resistance and get into 46, 47 in the next few hours, that's gonna boost their gains to about 380 million. So we just have to wait and see. Once the option expiry happens in like about 6 hours, we will have clear data where the market will be taking that direction. Bears are likely to throw in the towel. Bitcoin bulls need 1% pump above 44 to score 250 million profit on March 3rd. On the other hand, bears best case scenario requires a 4.5% drop to current 44,800 to cut their loss down to 110 million. Bitcoin bears recently had a 300 million leverage short positions liquidated, so it's unlikely that they will have the backing required to pressure Bitcoin price in the short term. With this said, bulls will probably continue to display strength by pushing the price to 45,000 or higher during the March 4th options expiry. But if we look into the scenarios right now, we can clearly see market के अंदर थोड़ी सी downside आई भी, थोड़ी सी correction भी हो रही है. We haven't dumped very hard yet, so that is a very good sign for us. Now let's jump into loot, because loot just loot the whole market and it's up about 766%. Just started, was recently listed and it's been performing really well. About went up to about easy 766%. It's now trading at $1 very well, and it just started, the chart just recently started, so we are pretty used to seeing these coins performing really well as soon as they come into the market. This is a very bullish sign. Even if we jump into 4 hours, we can clearly see had a very nice upside and is still trading in a very good zone. So if you did take part in this one, definitely you must be very happy. And if you do want to join all these startups and newly listed, just click in the link below and join gate.io today, because this is the only place while the market is so bearish that you can have any upside and make some massive gains, and you're gonna have a very good opportunities here. Let's jump into big data, because we know market is having a lot of fun right now. So you can clearly see long and short position ratio में देखें global data about 50.21% is in the short positions. In 1 hour we have a good balance right now between 52 and 47%. And if you look at long ratio in block trades, we can see about long positions open, so about 51.19% there. And even below we can see there's a good proportion of 42 to 57. So there's not much extreme positions being taken into the market right now. The only concern is the gray positions, about minus 3.461 in 1 day position change. So that is a big concern, but that's all right. They're institutions, they can manipulate the market and anything can go about that. So now we can jump into our charts. Let's start with ETH and let's see what we can expect from ETH. Yesterday we were expecting ETH to come down a lot lower. ETH has come down a lot lower. One thing that is really concerning for me is we are kind of building a head and shoulders pattern here. So if we see something like this, that would not be very good for ETH. I'm also seeing that in BTC and in some other coins as well. It's a kind of a concern right now, because especially for ETH, we're so close to the weekly downtrend line that we've been in trend for so long. So we want to protect this and protect ourselves. So very closely have to monitor ETH right now. ETH looks quite bearish in a lot of long and short-term phases right now. Have to be very careful while trading ETH especially. And then if we jump into Solana as well, today we can clearly see that Solana is also now just been trading in the ranges of about $115 to about $90, $83. It's just roaming a lot and spending a lot of time in this $90 regions. Does dump if below to create support and retest these zones. We also had an inverse head and shoulders, did a clear breakout, reached our targets, and now we are dumping. So hopefully we can consolidate in these zones and maintain a good uptrend in our charts. So if we look into an uptrend line here, still looks all right, just probably like testing a trend right now in 4 hour time frames. But overall it still looks all right. We can still give it some time to test more. Otherwise, Atom looks very good, like we saw in crypto bubbles as well. Atom has a very good strong uptrend going on right now. Looks very good. Everything looks clean. Hopefully we can expect this resistance to turn into support very soon. Ideally, I like to buy Atom and accumulate here in these zones. That's why my buy zone here was pretty accurate just now and had a very good upside as well. All-time high they is at 44. If we do keep this rally going up, because Atom has had so many partnership, has had so many things going on, likeliness and high chances are that Atom is going to go up and above, probably test its all-time high as well. But first, obviously, we need to turn our resistance into support here and then probably have an upside rally to further $44. AVAX so देखें, so AVAX looks alright as well, just testing its weekly downtrend line. And if we do maintain support here, we made a head and shoulders here as well, but never reached our targets. Had a good upside but didn't reach our targets. Right now we're testing our weekly downtrend line, so if we do make this into support and also turn this resistance into support zone, then we can expect something coming here from AVAX as well. For now, I have to be patient with AVAX because AVAX has been pretty sideways in this region and has been facing a lot of resistance from this zone and also from this resistance line. Every time we broke above, we came down to retest it. We've had several retests already, so furthermore retests are not going to be good for AVAX. It's probably going to dump lower, but obviously we can expect some good moves coming from AVAX because it's a good blockchain. A lot of work has been going on, a lot of partnerships are ongoing, so we can expect it to maintain these zones and try to have an upside coming very soon. If we jump into Luna, we can clearly see Luna has just been trading in these zones for past several days now. So Luna, we can just expect it to be in these zones. Ideally, we would want to get into our all-time high, which is $103, and break through. But we've been noticing that thoda we can even locate it to volume has been kind of lacking. We have disappeared in the volume, that the volume we had here it's kind of dissipating now. अब उतनी volume नहीं आ रही है, volume में भी एक थोड़ा सा downtrend शुरू हो गया है. So we need some good upside volume coming into Luna in case if you want to break into an upside. So just have to be patient here. If you have taken profits, just relax, wait for another move to be coming since you have already been taking profits. So hopefully you're not going to be having any big losses even if we see any move like this or even if we dump a bit lower. Otherwise, hopefully the price structure, the chart structure looks very good. We can expect some upside like that to be coming very soon. Now we can jump into my BTC's famous chart, support and resistance band. So if we jump here, we can clearly see we're supposed to break into 45,000, which we have failed to do so. And even from our options expiry, we can clearly see that this area of 45,000 is very important and a very small, like a very important key point for us. We have to break above these zones for us to have any kind of ideas whether we are going to remain bullish or we're going to turn in bearish. Right now, if we look at the price structure in 4 hours, quite looks bearish. Even if we jump into 1 day right now, we can clearly see this pullback is not really looking good for now, but the good part still is that we are in still a very good uptrend. We haven't had a lower low or anything like this. We still have a higher high, higher low situation going on, so things are okay, but we don't want to have constant rejections coming from this 45,000 because we've already have almost about 2 to 3 retests. We can have at max 5-6 retests. So the number of retests and the situation for us is getting very short now. So just have to be careful, maintain in the markets. Hopefully if the bulls do take control after the options expiry, then this weekend will be a very bullish weekend. If we fail to do so, then we can expect some pullbacks to be coming in the market as well, and it could just turn into a bearish weekend. So that's all for today's video, guys. I hope you liked today's video. If you do, smash the like button, share your thoughts in the comment section, and have a great weekend.